Hey everyone, this is Diane. Today we're going to be doing something different. Something I haven't done before, but I think I can do it. In front of you here today is rosemary. Now this isn't the healthiest rosemary because honestly it doesn't grow that well in our area. I brought this indoors in the fall, last fall, and it's gotten a little spendy, but there's some growth on here where I can take some cuttings. And we're going to root rosemary cuttings today in a couple different techniques. Rosemary from seed takes a long time to grow, and I also have little seeds, seedlings growing in my other room there, but I'm going to propagate because it's going to be a quicker method, and it sounds like it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to be propagating in a 6-pack. Soil is peat and perlite soil, and then I'm also going to try to root them in some water, in a glass of water. Each way works, so I'm going to take you through that process. And you need to take your cuttings on the newer growth, but also the newer growth, but the stem area where it's just semi-hardening. So I don't have a lot here to do, but I'm going to try to do it, and we're going to see how they root. I'm going to use my heating mat for this process so they propagate a lot quicker, okay? Okay, as you can see my rosemary up close, it's actually gotten pretty tall, and I'm going to be taking these top newer growth about 4 to 6 inches off is what I'm going to be doing here. So I just figure, you know, these aren't near as full as what I've seen, but they've been growing indoors, and that's why they're not as nice as they could be from growing outside. But I still believe I can root these. So I'm going to take this down to just right under a section of the leaves and trim it off. So there's a good amount of rosemary right there. And I'm going to take the leaves off about up to the 3/4 mark. Okay, we're just going to very carefully, you have to be careful because this can rip the flesh of the stem. Just take and you pull them off. And actually I should be saving that rosemary. It's not much, but this is very good for cooking. It smells very good. But I'm going to save them as I take them off here. And that might seem extreme, but it really isn't. Okay, as I'm looking at the rosemary stem here, you can see the difference in the new growth and the old growth. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be cutting right here at this, right at the new growth and old growth mark at an angle. Now this really shortened it up, but I think it's going to be okay. Now I'm going to actually pull these couple more of these off. And because we want it to concentrate in forming roots, not in producing more leaves, and this will help that process. So there we have a nice little cutting. Now we're going to dip this in some rooting hormone, and I want to get it wet, and I'm just going to take and put a little rooting hormone on there, shake it off. Now I'm just going to make a hole here just to kind of help it a little bit, and just set it right down in there. Press it firmly around the stem. You got to keep it moist now. It says it takes 14 to 21 days to root, and then bottom heat really speeds up the process. So, as you know, I have bottom heat, and I'm going to get this process done, and then we're going to come back and I'll show you. Alright guys and gals, here's some of my cuttings. I don't have very many, but it's going to be enough, I think. I mean, I wish I had more rosemary next year, or this summer. I'm going to save more, for sure. I mean, this plant here now is cut down nice. I'm going to put it back out in a cool area because they like it around 60 degrees in the wintertime. So that's where it's going to go. Just wanted to give you a little tip here. You might be better off to pinch these off on the sides just to help from hurting the stem at all, or for busting the stem, because it can easily be done on this semi new growth here. But as you can see, I'm getting some now. As you can see how I'm doing this. And some of these got the old growth, and I am going to be cutting them at a slant. Okay. Some of these are getting a little tiny, but they'll be fine, I believe, for rooting. I also have one that's got pretty old growth, but along the stem there is some nice little shoots like this one right here. do you suppose I can get that one to root? You know, I don't know. I'm going to try it, okay? But I want to try to get as many as I can out of this plant. But look at the rosemary I'm getting. Wonderful, isn't it? The smell is just so aromatic. It's beautiful. It's just, it smells really good right now. Just for fun, I'm going to try to see if this one on the harder wood roots for me. Just because I have it cut and I don't want to toss it. So we're going to see if it roots. It's fun to experiment, guys and gals. I think it's great, and I encourage you all to do it. Like I said, I was going to do a couple different methods, so the longer ones are going to be rooted in this water. And I'm just going to set them in there. They actually said it might take a week to 2 weeks for rooting, but I'm hoping for more, and I'm going to set this on my heating mat where it is 70 to 75 degrees at all times, even in the evening, so this should help them root. And like I said, I'm rooting some on the old wood just to try it out, to see how that works out. And as you know, the purpose of pulling the leaves off is this is where the new roots are going to be forming and coming out of these nodes here. And also it helps to concentrate on root formation, as I said earlier. So, but that is where the roots will come out. So that's where we'll be watching for the roots. Okay, so I'm going to finish planting these. I'm actually putting the hole all the way down in these inserts. Just kind of wanted to show you how I'm doing it. Get these wet. And they all get a little bit of rooting hormone. I can't wait to see how these turn out. I should be putting the rooting hormone in something separate, but I'm not doing it for this one. So now the key is, like I said earlier, is to keep them moist, and they're going on the heating mat. And hopefully, as it says, 14 to 21 days, but I'm hoping for it to root much quicker. Here I'm just doing these really small ones. I don't even know if these will work, but I had them and I'm going to use them. One thing about growing, you can try new things, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, then hey, at least you tried. Okay, so we got a few. I'm just going to water them in really good, keep them good and moist, and I'm probably going to set maybe a plastic lid over them, kind of give them a greenhouse effect. And with a soilless soil, it usually helps cut down on any kind of disease problems on the roots. And I will let these rest before I give them any lighting at all. They don't need it right away. They need to rest for a little while and kind of settle into their new home. So make sure you do that. So there you have it. Let's see how they do. Wish I had more to share. I wish I did. I wish I had more to propagate. But this is a good start. And if it works, it'd be something I'll continue to do. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll keep you updated on the propagation of the rosemary plants. And I really encourage you to all think outside the box if you're inside in the wintertime and you need something to do and you would love to grow some of your own stuff. Propagating new plants is one of them things that is really fun to do. So here's the ones in water. I'm allowing them to have a little light. And here's the ones in the 6-packs here. I'm actually shading them for a little while. And then I will put them under some lighting like the ones in the water. I think it'll work out. Wish me luck. Alright, this is going to be a final update on the rosemary. I did cuttings. Now, I did some in some water. And normally, they should have rooted. I think the areas that I chose to cut were some older wood. It didn't root for me, so I got rid of them. These actually are doing pretty good. They all look to me like they're getting some new growth on the tips. I had one casualty here out of the 6-pack, but other than that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new plants. And this was something I'd never done before. And if I can get a rosemary plant, a larger one to keep over in the winter, one that will get bigger and have a few more, I can get a few more cuttings from, I think I'll have a lot more success. You know, I also do these from seed, which I have really good success with. So I wanted to show you my rosemary from seed. I started these mid-January. It's now March 7th today. And as you can see, some of these look bigger than my cuttings, don't they? They're doing so well right now. And a lot of people say don't waste your time with seed, rosemary seed. But believe me, it works very, very well. And I love the challenge. I love it's so gratifying to know that you can do these from seed. And they're not hard from seed. So if you want to do them from seed, go for it. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you today. It did work. It's, you know, I need a little bit better rosemary plant to start with to get my cuttings. But it looks to me like these guys are going to make it. At least I hope they are. So that's the final update on the rosemary cuttings. And you guys can do this. Go ahead and try it. And, you know, make yourself some new plants. Take care. And if you got any questions regarding this, let me know. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.